Well, welcome back. I appreciate you taking a little bit of your time today or tonight, whenever you watch this, to spend a little time with me. I've been itching to get back in front of the camera. I wasn't sure what I wanted to say. I knew there was something kind of brewing. And it became crystal clear. Let's see, today's Wednesday. It became crystal clear on Monday, or clear enough that I had a pretty good idea. And by this morning, it was clear to me what I wanted to communicate. I want to start with this time last year. My family was in town, and I thought we were wrapping up Re-imagining Jonah, my book that just came out on, the 14th of November. And I thought, well, by February or March at the latest, I think we'll be good to go. Well, we had a lot of work ahead of us. Rather than going into all those details, let me just say this. If you've been working on a project for a while, and you've had fits and starts, and you've loved it along the way, and you felt passion and inspiration, and then you bottomed out, and maybe right now you've wrapped it up and put it in the closet and been done with it, I would just like to ask you that if you believe it represents what you're about and what you want to say, that you would get that back out and you would get back to work on that. I had people encourage me along the way, and I quit 1,000 times. And it took a long time to write a short book. And let me just say this. If I can write a book, finish it, and release it, you can write a book, finish it, and release it. Or paint a painting, or write a song, or produce a record, or make a short film, or whatever it is. And it probably is something outside of your day job. Maybe not, but quite possibly. Stick with it and know that it will demand a lot from you, but it's worth staying with it. I want to talk this morning about chapter 4 of my book, Settling. This came out of a recent conversation with a dear friend of mine, and she talked about the way I portrayed Jonah in the belly, and how she used the word contrast. It was in contrast to what typically we've heard from so many different sources and interpretations and texts and stories told, and even films made, plays written about what not only happened in the belly, but what it resulted in. And I went a different direction. So I'd like to do a little bit of reading this morning from chapter 4. I'll keep it short. And then I'll have a few things to say about it. I do want to introduce this with 2 other people that were very, very key in this project. Number 1 is Beth Taylor. Beth, thank you for sending me all the original artwork. And it blew my mind, because I actually thought, well, that belongs to you, and you sent it to me, and it just continues to speak about your generous heart. And I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy that right above me is the original painting of the front cover. And let me show you the final sketch that ends up in the book in chapter 4, Settling. And there it is. And there's Jonah resting, I don't know about comfortably, but he's resting in the belly. And that's really the essence of what I wanted to tap into. Not that he's asleep, because as I note in the chapter, he has some hard work to do. But what it resulted in was something deeply beautiful. And that's what I found lacking, and continued to find lacking in so many interpretations of what went on inside this fish's belly, the whale that most of us were taught that it was. Your Bible might say sea creature. One that I read this morning said sea monster. I'm just thinking, okay. It was what I imagined, it was a difficult time for Jonah, but the intention of what was supposed to happen for him, or what did happen, was the motivation was out of love and care, and not out of punishment. It wasn't punitive. It was warm, and it was loving. And so let me pick up on the first page of my chapter, again titled Settling. I open every chapter with an excerpt of lyrics. This one's opened up by Sienna Meadows' song Lost. I suggest you go listen to that to put you in the mood to read the chapter, but also to know that it put me in the mood to write the chapter. I start every chapter addressing Jonah. Jonah, on my Sunday school wall hung a small painting of you. More precisely, a caricature of you. It depicted an emaciated man with a scruffy beard, perched alone, looking forlorn. Suffice to say, he was down in the mouth. Beside him, an oil lamp rested atop a thin-legged table, expressing a dim light into a vacuous cavern. Etched on the frame of this painting were the words, Jonah inside the whale. The image itself, so cartoonish in nature, made me question what my eyes saw. A human being swallowed by a creature of the sea, appearing unscathed and living comfortably? I find the literality of this part of your story unimportant. Whether by historical account or profound metaphor, you were indeed swallowed, Jonah. I've named the sea creature in question she-fish. One of many translations of the Hebrew word used in the story is of a feminine persuasion. This promotes a shift in interpretation for what took place in her belly, something essential for true transformation. I imagine her impulse was to bathe you in her salty amniotic fluids, those carried by mammalian mothers for birthing purposes. As an Islamic friend of mine once said, Jonah had to go back inside the womb and grow again. Well, this is an interesting time of year, isn't it? A lot can come up during this Thanksgiving and Christmas swath of season. Some hard memories can come back, some longing memories for those that have gone, that'll never be here again, and wherever they exist, if they do, they're not here. And that's the grief and the loss and the pain that we feel. You also might be spending time with family members that'll trigger things inside of you, of experiences a long, long time ago, or maybe not that long ago, that trigger responses inside of you that are very difficult to A, experience, B, to hold, C, to understand, and 4, to somehow cleanse yourself from. And those are all the things that I imagined, and I speak to this in the chapter of some really difficult, problematic things that Jonah worked through, but it was all in a container of love and acceptance. So let me ask this of you. Let me ask for you to take a moment today, tonight, whenever you listen to this video, and ask yourself one simple question. When is the last time you felt loved? And see if you can get it down to an exact experience, be it a transaction with another person. It could even be listening to a song. It could be the presence of nothing literal, but somehow you feel seen, you feel understood, you feel acknowledged. And it might just be that core part of you that's looking back at another part of you and simply saying, I love you. I accept you. All of you is accepted. And so I ask of you to do that. That memory you can hold of that experience. And that can be a gift to get you through the difficult part of Christmas. And I believe for all of us, there's a difficult part of Christmas. And that would be a gift to you, for you to hold that memory. I know, for example, the way my dog Chester looks at my wife and the love that is expressed in his eyes and his gaze, that is a sight to behold. So I hold that on behalf of Lori, of the way she's loved in that space. Well, thanks for listening. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a happy new year. If I see you in 2024, it'll be a nice time together. If it's short, if it's long, whatever it is. I want to thank you again if you've bought the book, if you've read it. You know, one thing you could do, and if you want to kick off a writing life in you that you've never really done before, or you pick it up again and believe that you got the potential to write, to gift the world with that, you could gift me by writing a short review of the book, placing it on Amazon. The accumulation of those, there's a compound effect, and that's a really gift to me. That builds my cred with Amazon for whatever that's worth. And I guess it's worth something. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and may all be well in your life.